Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to VidaneTV. It is NEP's night in North America, baby, and we are back at it here on a Thursday night live on VidaneTV. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. down here in the production trailer. Aaron Creed off this weekend. He is out in the PRI. Just got a text from him a few minutes ago. Plane has safely landed out in Indianapolis, but a little bit of a delay with the airplane having to stop for directions or something along those lines, and just getting lined up with the rental car in the hotel. So Aaron may be joining us later on tonight, but more than likely not. We're going to be running ourselves here, taking a look at 75 laps on the docket here. We'll take a peek here at the starting lineup as well, and you can look off into the clouds there in the distance. I know we've got rain here with the iRacing world, but those clouds almost look like snow, and I can tell you it feels like snow here in southern New England. Very much looking forward to heading on to Daytona the week of Christmas. Flying down there Christmas Day for Car Week. That's going to be a whole lot of fun and hopefully a whole lot warmer. How about Evan Bollier up on the pole and John Peters there on the outside? Pair of main drivers up on the front row. Brandon Newhouse going to roll off P3. Dale Glessner in the 10-car truck, rather. He's going to roll off P4. Ryan Messer rounding out the top 5. He won here last night with the Turn 4 Podcast Winter iRacing Series. Reagan Parent going to roll off P6. Second pack of 6-pack drivers looks like this. Brent Roy going to roll off P7. Jason Ricker outside of row number 4. Keith Lord and Ryan Salvatore going to round out the top 10. Johnny Miller, Kenny Kibbe there in 11th and 12th. As we look back, there's the 14 truck in the 13th spot. Zane Farrell going to roll off on the inside of Jeff Bradway, who's rolling off P14. Mike Hopkins and Cody LeBlanc going to roll off in row number 8. Kyle Casagrande rolling off P17. Scott McDonald there in 18th. Big field here this evening. 29 cars, I believe, on the docket. Defending champ, the 99 of Steve Daddio, going to roll off P19. Jeffrey Brown going to roll off 20th. Austin Belke, Garrett Benson, Joey Dwyron, and Dan Winter rounding out those 6-pack. And there you see it. 29 drivers here on the night. Brian Shipp rolling off P25. Adam Henry, Colby Burkholder, Eric Kern, and Bobby Shipp rounding out the field. 29 trucks here for 29 spots at the Milwaukee Mile. The first time the NEP Series, any of the NEP Series, have been to this track. It's a 1-mile flat oval, so this could get interesting in a hurry. We say it all the time here on VidaneTV. You take a bunch of short track guys and you put them on a little bit bigger of a track, it ends up being a blast. Lined up 2 by 2. Look at that sky. It looks like it's going to start snowing here any second in the Milwaukee Mile. Haven't been up to Wisconsin yet in real life, but I plan on hopefully getting up there in the 2025 calendar year. I hear they race sleds up there this time of year, so might try and take a peek at that. Maybe get behind the camera. Green flag flies once again here for the NEP Series on a Wednesday. Check that Thursday night. Side by side as they head on down into 1. John Peters, 3-time champion, up on the outside line, trying to make a little magic happen. Looks like he is indeed going to complete the pass there on the back straightaway. Move the 09 truck to the point. That is not what Evan Bollier wanted to see, though. He's going to try and take a look down on the bottom side, see if there's anything he can do to move back up to the point, side by side, a few spots back for 3rd and 4th between Messer and Newhouse. Going to RSL TV, our stats here, stat sheet before we get on the air. Ryan Salvatore hooks us up with some little tidbits and notes, and nailed it right on the head. The drivers to watch going to be Evan Bollier, 6 top 5 finishes in all 6 races on the 1-mile tracks in the Xfinity car, currently 2nd in points as well. And there you see he's up in the top 5, holding on to 2nd. But the caution flag going to fly here relatively early as we back up the tapes and see if it puts us in the right spot. I don't believe it did. Still working on this replay machine here, folks. We'll try it one more time, and I think we got her this time. A little side-by-side action, and that actually appears to be after the fact. So we'll back up the tapes the old-fashioned way, because that's how we do it here on live TV, and I'm not actually seeing any incidents. Truck off the pace there. I believe it's a 27 car of Jeffrey Brown. That's actually after the yellow flag came out. There it is. Go 4-car off pace. Not sure if that's what brought the caution out or not, but in any sense, could have been a whole lot worse than that for sure, as they regain composure, and then it gives these drivers an opportunity to come down pit road and get some tires, get some repairs. And these drivers do have 2 sets of tires down on pit road. No quick repairs here this evening, and they can only run a 75% max fuel load. So the longest distance they can go on a tank of gas, probably 57, 58, maybe 59 laps, as it were. 37 to 57 is about where they're running with a tank of gas. So really going to have to manage the tires here to get to victory lane later on in this one, as you see Jeffrey Brown is down and away. A little bit of sheet metal damage, it looked like, but top that thing off with fuel, and going to rejoin the field here as we see the field stacking them up behind the pace truck, and crowded field here, or crowded stadium here on hand as well. They're going to get lined up 2 by 2 behind the iRacing pace truck, who I believe has those lights off. We've got 1 to go. Green flag flying once again here at the Milwaukee Mile. Great start there for John Peterson, the 09 truck, able to pull away by a couple of truck lengths. It's still side by side behind for second. Evan Bollier holding on to the second position. He's able to pull away. Now it's side by side for third. Brian Messer in that one truck trying to make a little magic happen up on the high side. You can see he's running about middle of the track on up, and seems to be working in one end of the racetrack. The other end, he kind of drops back just a little bit. There you see that's that time by, tucked in to the tire tracks there of the number 10, and Dale Glessner right up to the back bumper, hits the binders, backs him up just a little bit. There you see the 3 truck of Brandon Newhouse in the top 5 there as well, trying to get a little bit closer up to the front. John Peters pulling away a little bit further on in the front there, as it looks to be about a half a second is the gap between first and second, as a little side by side now for third. Ryan Messer going to take a peek down on the bottom side to see if he can make that truck stick down to the bottom of the racetrack and get underneath for third. Dale Glessner going to slide on back potentially there to fourth. You can see Brandon Newhouse going to try and tuck into the tire tracks about Evan Bollier. 29.857, a little quick time action for the 56 car truck, rather, as he's up in that second position. Doesn't really have too much going on in behind him other than that side-by-side battle. It's almost a triple threat battle here at this point, with that 3 trunk jumping on, and Brandon Newhouse watching, has really the best seat of the house with this side-by-side battle. We're right on board with Brandon Newhouse. As you can see, they get it sorted out. They're single file now up in front of the 3 truck. They're going to drift on up to the outside wall, and you can see the leaders there pulling away just ever so slightly. We'll take one more stab at it here. They use both use the low line, but the caution flag going to fly here once again for the second time, and it looks like the 07 car of Cody LeBlanc is off the pace. So we'll take a peek at the Newhouse Racing Design instant replay, see if we can find out exactly what it was that went down. And there you see, car pointed in the wrong direction is the 07, and it looks like he may have just lost it on his own. We'll back it up just a little bit and take another look here at the 07 car. 3 wide up in front. They get it sorted out back down to 2 wide. And you can see it was right about in here. The 7 got in the corner and just loses the rear end. Kind of a lazy spin down into the inside safer barrier down on the back straightaway. So tough break. Did see a lot of drivers do this throughout caution. The final happy half hour, as it were. Drivers just kind of losing the back end of the trucks coming out of turns 2 and 4. So it looks like that may very well have been what happened with Cody LeBlanc in the 7th car, 7NH car. Pit stops, pit stops, pit stops. Brian Ship down on pit road. A handful of drivers down on pit road. Appears to be 3 or 4 drivers down there as well. Mike Hopkins, there used to the 78 coming off of pit road, taking fuel only. It looks like maybe 2 tires on the 78 truck. Adam Henry, Bobby Ship, Brian Ship down here as well. Cody LeBlanc, Jeffrey Brown getting some service done to their machines. John Peters still up front. Evan Bollier, Ryan Messer, Dale Glessner, and Brandon Uhouse, the top 5 as they run. Live and interactive all over the internet, albeit a little on the slow side, still a little bit under the weather for old Showtime here. Feeling better, getting better. Definitely good news there, but man, do I feel sluggish. We're live all over the internet, as it were. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live over on the Twitch page as well. We appreciate the likes, the subscribes, the shares, the follows, all that good stuff. Lets everybody know that we're doing a little iRacing action here on a Thursday night. It is NEP's night in North America. 2 cautions under our belt. I believe it was 4.0 over under on the net bet slip this week. So getting halfway there, and we're still relatively early into this one. 11, 12 laps in, 13 when we cross the stripe. And the iRacing pace truck going to dip on down to the safety of pit road once again, leave these drivers to themselves 2 by 2 all the way through. Green flag flies once again here at Milwaukee for the Casagrande Builders. 75. John Peters pulls away by a truck length, maybe 2 over Evan Bollier. Front 3 get it sorted out side by side there for 4th. It's Brandon Newhouse down the bottom side. Dale Glessner still trying to hold on in that number 10 truck. He is up on the high side. The 17th of Reagan Parent coming on in the bottom side as well. Saw the screen door open, figured he'd get down in there and give it a little bit of a boop. Just a caution flag flies for the 3rd time. Handful of trucks pointed in the wrong direction. And I believe Jeffrey Brown involved in this one as well. Rookie contender Colby Burkholder involved as well. So caution flag flies, and we'll back it up with Newhouse Racing Designs instant replay. There you see the calamity ensuing. 29 car getting a couple of shots of Colby Burkholder. We'll back that up once again here with a drone shot. And you can see, got in there a little too hot to trot, it looks like. It's the 7 of Kyle Casagrande, I believe. And got a little bit of a bump there from the 78. 78 backs back up. There's a little bit of a tap on back. And, big hit there for the 27 car. Tough break for these guys. And no quick repairs. So you'll see there's a couple of drivers coming off of pit road. But gonna have to, they're coming on to pit road. I was on the wrong side of the racetrack. In my mind, that's a tough pit road to get on as well. As you can see, just having to make that hard left-hand turn, almost a 90-degree turn to get that thing all sorted up. So handful of drivers down on pit road once again. John Peters, though, still up front, lights still on. That'll top the iRacing pace truck. Live and interactive all over the place. We got to assume it's Corey Casagrande in the Facebook chat behind the NEP series link as well. Either that or it's Zane. Nope, Zane's in the field. Zane's in 14th. Corey out at the PRI show in Indianapolis this weekend. I'd have been out there too, but I honestly didn't know it was a thing up until a couple of weeks ago. So definitely going to be planning on it for next year. And who knows, maybe we'll do an NEP race from the PRI show. How cool with that? There's the 29 car. Barely making it out in front of the pace truck. He's going to stay on the lead lap as he gets out in front of the leaders. 1 to go this time by. The lights off in the iRacing pace truck. I swear, that sky is getting darker. It might start snowing here at the virtual Milwaukee Mile because It looks like it wants to start snowing here with 60 laps to go. And there you see everybody checking the gears once again. The pace truck getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn onto the safety of pit road, grab himself a corn dog and a Coke, and turn these drivers loose once again. 3 quick cautions here in the early going of it, and we'll see what these guys can do here with a long green flag run, and we wait for it. Then there you see a great jump from the inside. The 09 car of John Peters pulls away, gets it sorted out single file. Messer does the same thing. He's able to tuck into the tire tracks of Evan Bollier, but now he's got the 3 truck of U-House up on the high side, and a mirror full of the number 10 of Dale Glessner. He's now got a mirror full of the 17 truck. Things are getting spicy up inside the top 10. The bottom half trying to get up to the top half, and vice versa. And with this track being such a flat 1-mile racetrack, you can see there are different lines all the way around. Little 3-wide action. They're back on in turns 3 and 4, halfway through the pack on back, and they lots of beating and banging and rubbing and racing and good stuff. Getting all sorted out here. Top 5, top 6 have all sorted out. First side-by-side battle is now for 7, and you can see Glessner has moved up a little bit further on. Brent Roy, John Miller in this mix as well, and you can see a gaggle of cars back here for just outside the top 10, back 10th through 15th, maybe 17th or so, side by side, and another quick time there for Evan Bollier, 8:50 in the 29-second bracket. So that's that 56 truck is indeed moving as we get it all sorted out here mid-pack, trying to get it all sorted out mid-pack. There's drivers still going 2-3 wide. There you see the Bluey truck getting a little piece of the action there, the 73 of Joey Dryan back in the 15th position. Hard to say, hard to believe rather, there's still 27 drivers in this pack that can still that are still on the lead lap. There's a shot of the 04 truck of Bobby Shipp. He's got Garen Betts and Dan Winter up and around, little side by side with Scott McDonald and Austin Belkey in that 24 truck up on or down on the bottom side truck off into the grass. I believe that's Eric Kern. Nope, in behind that's going to be Colby Burkle. Nope, that's going to be a 48 truck of Shipp finding the grass down on the bottom side, gathers it back up. No harm, no foul. We stay green. Action all over the racetrack here, the virtual Milwaukee Mile. Coming on down to it, 55 laps to go, and we've made mention that these guys have put on a heck of a show throughout the entire season after season here on Thursday nights, entertaining the masses as we like to do here. And it almost looks like the fog's starting to roll in here as well. I got up to look at the production monitor and turn the heat off here at VidaneTV HQ. It does. It looks cold. I mean, it looks like it's going to start snowing. It looks like you've got some fog rolling in. Let's take a look at the weather graphic if we could. Well, it's not going to snow at 75 degrees, but there is definitely some overcast, high humidity, 14-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the southwest, 15-mile-an-hour there as well. You can bet that's going to be affecting these trucks as they come on down through the corners and down the back straightaway because the weather, big things happen with the weather here in iRacing. Ryan Messer has caught these front two. A little bit of a slide there from Evan Bollier in the 56 truck, but he holds on to it. No harm, no foul. Let's ride on board for a couple laps here with Ryan Messer. As you can see, bright white gloves can really see what he's doing, sawing on that steering wheel to make sure that thing keeps pointed in the right direction. And he is all over the back bumper there of the 56 of Evan Bollier for second. putting in work here. 1/3 of the race in the books. 25 down, 50 to go. The top three have pulled away by just a little bit. You can see that second pack of three there, Reagan Parent, Brandon Newhouse, Dale Glessner, they have dropped back a little bit further, about a second and a half off the pace here from the leaders. Back a little bit further, there's a two-pack of drivers, Keith Lord, Jason Ricker. They're kind of running by themselves, and then you've got this gaggle of cars led by Brent Roy, the Camry kid, I guess it'd be the Tundra kid here in the SuperTrucks series, the number 26 Flow Racing ride, leading this pack. Currently P9 as they're side-by-side between Jeffrey Bradway, Kenny Kibbe. They're trying to move themselves up. They're going to go three wide. How about that? Little three wide action here at the Milwaukee Mile. And the four truck of Kenny Kibbe makes it happen up on the high side. There you see Bradway still side-by-side with the 99 of Daddio. And Zane Farrell, Joey Dwyer, and we saw those guys side-by-side earlier on. They're still side-by-side back here just outside the top 10, trying to make themselves, make a little magic happen for themselves. Johnny Miller's making moves there underneath the 14 of Zane Farrell. There's Ryan Salvatore in the number 12 truck, the RSal TV ride, trying to get himself a little bit closer to the top 10. Scott McDonald back here with Austin Belkey. Those guys have been battling it out for quite some time here. Dan Wilter, Mike Hopkins, Cody Levant back here as well. Still 26 drivers on the lead lap, working lap number 28. There you see Jeffrey Brown having some issues once again down on pit road, not having the night he wanted to here at the Milwaukee Mile, but still out there turning laps, trying to get maximum points and see where he can end up for the end of the season championship battle. And it's going to be championship season here at VidaneTV before we know it. Just looking at the calendar, there is a point in time where we're not going to have one. We're not going to have two. We're going to have three championship races here in the very same week on VidaneTV. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. The Monday night crew with the Fast One late models, Tuesday night RBR Maritime Season 8. They're going to be running their championship race next Tuesday night. That's going to be fun to cap that. Ryan Messer actually leading the points going into the final race of that battle. And we rewind back to that last year this time. It was potentially an opportunity for Ryan Messer to win both the RBR championship and the NEP championship. And it looks like he's going to be in strong showing to do potentially do the very same thing this year as he won last night's race as well with the Turn 4 Podcast Winter iRacing Series. Just kidding. Skylar Shippey won last night. Ryan Messer won Tuesday night. Everything seems to blend together here and in the world of VidaneTV, racing 4 nights a week, sometimes 5 nights a week in the sim racing world, and then jumping on out to the real racing world as well. Speaking of jumping on out, John Peters has jumped out to a half a second lead over Evan Bowler, Ryan Messer, who are nose to tail. A little bit further on back, you can see that second pack of 3 trucks has dissipated by a little bit. A little breathing room there for Reagan Parrott in the 17 truck. Dale Glessner, the very same in the number 10. Brandon Newhouse in the 3 truck, sponsor of our replays here in that Newhouse Racing Designs number 3. He's got some breathing room as well, but Keith Lord has a potential to, it looks like he's able to catch just a little bit of the draft off of that 3 truck, and he's able to kind of pull right up. Jason Ricker in that 9 truck, big slide for him, but he's holding on to that 8th position with Brent Roy and Kenny Kibbe currently rounding out the top 10. As you can see, pretty much single file throughout the entirety of this racetrack so far, with 32 laps in the book. Oh, 4-car ship coming off pit road, rejoining the field there, just taking a peek at Joey Dwyer in the 73, right in the back bumper there, former champion, or defending champion, the 99 of Steve Daddio. That's for the 11th and 12th position. Kenny Kibbe up in front of them. There you see Brent Roy in the 26 truck. And everybody pretty much getting spread out here at this point. Not really too much going on as far as pressing the issue. Everybody pretty much all sorted out. As far as tires, I do believe everybody's going to have to come down at least one time, as we made mention earlier on that the pit window for fuel is about 55 laps or so if you really want to try and stretch it. So it's going to be a tall tale for these drivers to make the whole race there. You can see John Peters' lead shrunk to a little bit less than what it was beforehand. It's 2.5 tenths now between Peters and Bollier And Peters, or check that, Messer has dropped back just a little bit. So it might just be that that 56 has cranked it up to 11, and you can see he's really able to close onto the tailgate there of the 09. Just about halfway here in the Casagrande Builders 75. Got to thank everybody once again for tuning in. Ooh, issues for the 26. Nope, just kidding. Going to come down pit road and get some fuel as we are down to the window being open for these drivers to potentially come down and for their final pit stop of the night. There you see Colby Burkholder has been on pit road for a bit of time there. Brent Roy going to come down. Zane Farrell now going to come down pit road as well. So green flag pit stops, not something that we usually see here on VidaneTV, but we're making it happen. And there you see, there's the second pit stop of the day. We're trying to get rid of that Colby Burkholder because he's been down there for 3.5, almost 4 minutes. There you can see, looks like it's definitely going to be 4 tires for Zane Farrell with a 14-second pit stop. He's going to rejoin the field here and see what all he can do with a new set of tires. And we'll take a look at those lap times here momentarily as well, because you can bet these tires definitely going to be putting on a show. Johnny Miller going to come down and do the very same with himself. Going to get some tires on that machine as well. Front three still stay out. 37 laps to go as they cross the stripe. .3 for Johnny Miller as he's going to pull that 6 truck back onto the field. Lost a lap there, but everybody else still has to come on. So at this point, waiting for this to cycle on through. And there you see the leader's going to come on down. John Peters in the 09 truck. Ryan Messer there in the 1 as well. Evan Boyer's going to stay out and lead himself a lap. But the top 2 drivers there have come down pit road. Jason Ricker going to come in from the 12th position as well. And there you see the 09 coming to a stop. Going to get some service on the 09 truck. Right side's going to go up first, I imagine. It looks like just left sides potentially. Nope, there go the left sides. And you can see getting into the double digits. So 2 tires, 14.5, 14.4 for Ryan Messer. 4 tires for him as well. He's going to go down and away. Reagan Parent going to inherit the lead. There you see him driving on around as Keith Lord, Dale Glessner, Evan Bollier have all come down pit road. Eric Kern going to come down pit road there as well. Right now, Reagan Parent, 17 truck on the point. And he's going to see how many laps he can lead before he has to come down and get himself some tires and some fuel with 37 laps to go. You can see down on the apron. Could be coming this time. Just kidding. Going to drive by the entrance one time here. And still has about 10 to 15 laps where he definitely would have to come down for fuel. But you really want to come down for tires here as well. Because as we can take a quick peek, we'll look at the best lap time for Reagan Parent. As a matter of fact, as the leader, was a 29.9 last time by. He ran a 30.8. So these drivers, they're losing about a second a lap on these older tires. They're hoping for a caution flag to come out, I would imagine, at this point to see if they can trap a handful of drivers down a lap. But these guys are going to be able to unlap themselves relatively quickly, I would imagine, with being a second closer or a second faster each lap here. Keith Lord running in second. Tracy Brandon Newhouse in third. Kenny Kibbe in the 4th position. A little side-by-side battle for that 3rd spot, as it were. The 9 truck going to get down on by. 9 truck is actually down a lap. That now truck has tires as Jason Ricker, the 3rd, 4th car in line that is down 1 lap. Dan Windsor going to come down pit road. Ryan Messer going to take a quick time. He's got 4 fresh tires. He wants to let everybody know it, that the 1 truck is indeed coming. Keith Lord going to come down from the top 10 as well. The 17 truck going to stop. Cody LeBlanc going to come down pit road. Garrett Benson going to come down here as well. So that leaves 8 drivers out on track that have yet to come down pit road to get themselves some tires, and they're running about a second slower than everybody else that has come down for tires. Reagan Parent, Brandon Newhouse, Kenny Kibbe, Joe Dwyer, and Steve Danio, Jeff Bradway, Austin Belkey, and Ryan Salvatore are the drivers that still have not pitted this race. And they do still have both sets of tires down on pit road. We'll see what happens with these guys. You can see the 17 truck is the leader, Dale Glessner, and the number 10 is P16, and he is in danger of going a lap down, and that 10 truck has just come down for tires. So you can see that's the difference. The 17 truck running pretty okay. The 10 truck hasn't been on top of the game here tonight, but with those 4 fresh tires, able to pull away from the 17 truck, from the leader, and prevent himself from going a lap down here at the Milwaukee Mile. So story starting to unfold here. Still 7, 8 drivers out on track that have to come down and get themselves some tires. Keep in mind, Mike Hopkins came down 31 laps ago to get himself tires under caution. He's currently sitting in the 9th spot as everything's sifted out through there. I do believe he's going to end up with enough fuel potentially to make it to the end. He may have to come down and top off. But Hopkins having himself a solid run up into the top 10, trying to make a little magic happen here at the Milwaukee Mile. Brandon Newhouse in second, Johnny Miller in that 6 truck. We'll keep an eye on this because Johnny Miller, he's gotten tires and he's going to drive down and around, and you can see no issue for the 6 truck. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack, back on up, shoots around that 3 truck. So these guys, they really want a caution flag to come out on the lead lap as they need to get some tires and get caught back up to the field. But man, oh man, they're having some issues, and they're staying out. And these guys that are coming back out with tires are much quicker. So it's going to be sporty as these guys come down to it. Reagan Parent up in the front, holding on to it. Brandon Newhouse second. Kenny Kibbe, Joe Dwyer, and Jeff Bradway, the top 5 as they run. Little action on the track for the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th position. Check that 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Mike Hopkins in the 78, Adam Henry, Scott McDonald, John Peters in the 09 truck down in this mix as well. Spread throughout the racetrack there. You see Peters back in the 11th position. Ryan Messer in 12th rather, in that 1 truck. So also keep in mind, we still have the top 8 drivers that have to come down pit road here as we get down to the stripe. It's going to be 25 laps to go in the Casagrande Builders 75 here at the virtual Milwaukee. A little bit of lap traffic up in front of the 17 truck if he's able to get to it on those older tires. And you can see they get it all sorted out. That's Brent Roy, I believe, in the 26 truck. Ready to go down a lap. Currently scored in the 18th spot. He came down pit road. About 14 laps to go, so may have some damage from an earlier incident on that 26 truck. We'll see what happens when we get up to him. But right now, Reagan Parent, Brandon Newhouse, Kenny Kibbe, the top 3. Well, Dwyron going to give up 7 spot. He's going to come down pit road. And see, this is one of those deals. He gave up a lot of track position. Oh, caution flag going to fly. This is going to spice things up in a massive way. Car, truck around in the back there. I believe it's the 9 truck. Indeed it is. You can see some smoke coming on out of that 9 truck. That is a tough spot to be in. So we're going to back up to U-House Racing Designs instant replay and take a look at the 73 truck on pit road for some reason. Not sure what that button was. So we'll back up the U-House Racing Designs instant replay the old-fashioned way. We'll hit the old backwards button, and we'll hit the play button when we take a look at the chopper. There's the 9 truck, and yeah, you can see he gets a little bit of a shove there from the 17. A little bit of a shove there from the 17 truck. Got him pointed up into the wrong direction. Able to grab a gear and get going once again. But the big news here is going to be the leader coming down pit road and bringing the rest of the field with him as well. There's first, second, third, and fourth. They're all going to come down pit road, and this is going to be fun to watch. Who's going to have the quick pit time? This may very well be the race to win the race. The race off pit road to win the race. You can see Reagan Parent at 11, 12 seconds, 13, 14.5. It looks like he's down and away in the 17 truck with time to spare as it looks. There's a handful of drivers now coming down through with 4 tires, and as it looks, everybody came down pit road to get 4 tires except for Brian Ship. Brian Ship in the 48 truck has elected to stay out on the racetrack. No, he has not. Timing and scoring, he'll slide to us. We're going to give that a lap to sort that through and see exactly where we line ourselves up. I believe John Peters, Ryan Messer, Evan Bollier, Dale Glester, and Keith Lord are going to be the top 5. Those drivers did not pit this time, but they pitted under the last caution. There's Jeffrey Brown in the 27 car going to make an additional pit stop to try and get that thing all sorted out there. You can see some drivers getting the wave by, so they're going to rejoin the tail end of the lead lap. Everybody going to line up in there 2 by 2. So a bit of a mix-up, close to the end of this one. Going to get to restart with 20 laps to go. John Peters, Ryan Messer back up front. Evan Bollier in third. Dale Glessner, Reagan Parent. All those drivers, except for Reagan Parent, all those drivers came down 14 laps ago, as did Keith Lord, who's running in 6th. Reagan Parent, Kenny Kibbe, Brandon Newhouse, Austin Belkey, Jeff Bradway, the rest of the top 10, and everybody in behind them on the lead lap, they all just came down for 4 fresh Goodyear tires. I got a feeling that 15 laps is going to be big, and we'll see just what it does here. We'll see how hard these drivers are able to push, because they know they can make about 40 laps or so before the tires really start to go away. As you can see, we're driving past the entry of pit road, and the lights are still on top of the iRacing pace truck. So we'll go around the Milwaukee Mile one more time under caution. That'll give us the restart here with 19 laps to go. And got to thank everybody again for tuning in. Next night in North America, the Casagrande Builders 75 here at the virtual Milwaukee Mile. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. in the production truck here this evening. Aaron Creed off in Indianapolis. It's easy enough for me to say. At the PRI show, Corey Casagrande, league official here and league owner as well, off at the PRI show. Handful of drivers and partners and friends with VidaneTV and NEP out at the PRI show. So safe travels for everybody out there. Make sure you let them know that you're watching VidaneTV. Pull us up on the big screen if they got one, if they're even running this late. We'll be down there next year. We'll more than likely have ourselves a table or a booth. But there you see, lights off the iRacing pace truck. There's that hard left-hand turn down to the safety of pit road one mo again. We're going to take that green flag with 19 laps to go here at the virtual Milwaukee Mile for the Casagrande Builders 75. John Peters holding on to the lead. Ryan Messer up on the outside in that number 1 truck, trying to get himself his 2nd win of the week here on VidaneTV, coming home with the win in the RVR Maritime Group Season 8 race this past Tuesday night, and they are side by side, door handle to door handle between the 09 and the 1 truck. Peters down on the bottom side, Messer all the way up into the outside wall. Caution flag gonna fly though here with 19 laps to go. Oh, big hit for Newhouse. Black smoke coming out of the back of that truck. That is not good. That thing may be Dunsky's for the evening. And we'll see if we can back up the Newhouse Racing Designs instant replay and find out exactly what went down with that number 3 truck. Bringing out the caution flag here tonight. And if you had over under 4.0, or if you had over 4.5 rather for the cautions, well, you just got yourself a point on the NEP bet. So the net bet slip. There's 3 truck down the bottom of Kibbe in the 4. Everything looked a-okay here getting into the corner. 3 gets in a little too hot, has to check up just a little bit, and just loses the truck. That was very odd from the number 3, and not something we normally see. But there you see Newhouse down on pit road. Gonna think about what happened to the truck there. As we rejoin the front, it's Messer and Peters up front. Bollier there in second, Glessner in fourth, and Reagan Parent back up to fifth in that 17 car. You can see still extended pit stop for Brandon Newhouse up to almost 2 minutes of repairs. That 3 truck may very well be Dunsky. I think we're going to pack that onto the truck and roll it on out, well, soon, in a couple of weeks in any sense. I believe we're actually off for a few weeks here for the Christmas break and the New Year's break. And no, just kidding. December 19th. Doubleheader. Looking at the schedule, doubleheader next week. Tim's Corner Motorsports having a smashed potatoes race before the NEP race. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Be sure to tune in early next Thursday night for that. And then we take a week off for the Christmas break. Before we get all that, we got to get the race done here tonight. Green flag flying. Great jump there from Peters down to the 09 car, truck down to the bottom side, all the way down to the apron. Going to try and slide on up in front of Messer in the 1. Still holding tough on that top side. Little bit of a slide there for, I believe that was Keith Lord. Nope, check that. Reagan Parent down in the 17 truck down the bottom side, gathers it back up. Now he's got Dale Glessner on the outside of him in the number 10 truck doing everything he can to try and get onto the podium. Calamity ensues. I think we just launched a bumper cover up into outer space. I think that's what that was. Back up to U-House Racing Designs instant replay, and you saw Joey Dryden pointing in the wrong direction. There's Brent Roy getting a piece of the action as well. They were 3 wide for a minute, so we're going to back this up about a lap or two, and then we'll take a peek at it here in real time. So focus in on that 73 truck. Focus in there on the 26 truck as well. There's the little 3 wide action as they get on down to it. The 62 of Henry in the middle of it. Everything looking good. They got through the corners. Everything A-OK. Dwyer up to the outside wall. Gives it a little bit of a scrape. And there you can see a little bit of contact, it looked like, between the 62 and the 26. Sent this Calamity down into the wall. The 73 having some issues with some sheet metal flying off. And I'm not sure what that bumper cover is doing. It looks like the aliens came and took it. That was kind of odd. But in any sense, you can see drivers lining up there on pit road. Dwyer going to get the virtual sheet metal damage hopefully repaired on that thing. He's going to come down and drive away. So he might have just came down for some tires. Brent Roy's 16.7 stops. We had a little damage there, as well as Brian Chip, the 48 truck. He's going to get some work done, and Brandon Halehouse still parked down there on pit road. We'll see what happens up with that 3 truck. But they're all tucked in behind the pace truck. Once again, lights still on. We are getting closer and closer to the finish. Looking like we're going to get this restart with less than 10 laps to go. Lights off once again in the iRacing pace truck, getting ready to line them all up. Already lined up 2 by 2 all the way through. Going to get the restart with 10, count them, 10 laps to go here at the virtual Milwaukee Mile. Casagrande's builders 75 laps on the docket, 65 of them already in the books. Going to come down to 10 laps to go here tonight. John Peters been the story of the night, been up front all evening long. Ryan Messer on the outside there in the one truck. He's trying to win his second race of the week here on VidaneTV. Evan Boyer, Dale Glessner, Kenny Kibbe, Reagan Parent, Jeff Bradway, Keith Lord, Michael Hopkins, and Austin Belke, the top 10 as they run lights out on top of the iRacing pace truck. Going to be making that hard left-hand turn onto the safety of pit road once again. And we're going to be turning them loose here with 10 laps to go when we cross to the stripe. Peters down on the bottom, Messer up on the high side. Two of the best in the business when it comes to restarts. And you can see they are both able to pull away side by side into the field. They are 3 wide for 4th on back. These drivers know there is no time, no time, no time. And that's going to bring out the caution flag again. Zane Farrell getting a piece of the action in the 14 truck. We're going to back up that YRD replay, find out what went down, and it looks like he had a little bit of help. That's going to be, I believe, the Johnny Miller machine, the number 6, the bright orange truck on the high side. There's some beating and banging down on the bottom side. The 14 stuck on in there, made a little 3 wide action, got in a little too hot, slid on up, lost the back end of the race truck there in the 14, and backed it on into the fence. No bueno there for the 17 truck. He's going to have to rejoin the tail end of the field, and it looks like it might have a little bit of damage on the back of that 14 truck. But still in the lead lap, and going to try and make some forward progress. This is the 81 car of Dan Winter driving around the field to get the free pass. I believe Dan Winter's going to rejoin the lead lap. Indeed, he is going to put 19 trucks on the lead lap here in this one. Been a great race so far. John Peters and Ryan Messer have been up front for the most of it. Had some green flag pit stops ensue, had some caution pit stops, had a handful of cautions here mid-race on after the fact here in the second half of it, but we're all down to it. We're getting ready to restack, re-rack once again. I believe that's the one to go from the iRacing pace truck as the lights are indeed out. That's going to give us the restart with 6 laps to go here at the virtual Milwaukee Mile. These drivers want to get this one in the books and get ready for next week's doubleheader here on VidaneTV. Make sure you tune in just a little bit earlier next Thursday night as TCM's Tim's Corner Motorsports going to join us for a 1-hour enduro. It's going to be a lot of fun to call that. Been a minute since we've done an enduro race here on VidaneTV. As a matter of fact, I think it's been about a year since the last time we've done a 1-hour, 60-minute enduro. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Looking forward to all that as well. The TCM Christmas party is coming up here in, I believe that's next Tuesday. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to pull out my sweater, get some laundry done. 6 laps to go. The pace car's going down to the safety of pit road one more time. Peters down on the bottom side. Messer on the high side. Reagan Parent, Dale Glessner, Evan Boyer, the top 5 as they run. Kenny Kibbe is there as well, just on the outside. Green flag flying. Once again, is that the final green flag for the evening? Peters able to pull away by 2 car lengths or so, but Messer able to close that gap right back up. Reagan Parent right at the back bumper there on the one truck as well, but the 2 trucks up front able to pull away by just a little bit. That might be the breathing room they need to set themselves up. You can see just how loose some of these drivers are on the back end of the truck as they come out of the corners. Almost everybody getting loose there. 3-4 wide mid-pack on back. Bradway up in the high side has it. There's Hopkins diving all the way down to the bottom side. Bradway big slide in the 13 truck. Saves it. There you saw on the right side of your screen, Zane Farrell going to come down pit road. There goes the 7 truck. I believe that's Kyle Casagrande. Just kidding. Cody LeBlanc is down and around in that 7 truck. And we stay clean. We stay green. 5 laps to go. Still side by side with Bradway and Henry. Henry going to get a little bit sideways to 62. He gathers it back up. He is still in the racing groove or outside of the racing groove. So they gather it back up. All in the meantime, we knocked another one off of the list. How about John Peters? He sees all this stuff going on and he wants a quick time. Oh, there's the 3rd place driver of Dale Glester, the 10 truck, down onto the inside. Pieces flying off of that truck. That is not good. That was your 3rd place driver. As you can see, the front 2 still able to pull on away. Green flag, it's still green flag. No yellows. John Peter crossing the stripe. 3 laps to go. Ryan Messer is there. Steve Daddio a little bit further on back. That's going to bring out a caution here. And that might have been for the incident we saw with the 10 truck, because I don't see anybody else pointed in the wrong direction. There's the flag man giving it his absolute all. And everybody else still pointed in the wrong direction. Or in the right direction, rather. So we will get that restart lined up, re-rack, restack. Going to give us a little green-white checkered action. And now that I think about it, I think almost all of our races so far this week here on VidaneTV have indeed ended in overtime. That might be a little statistic we start putting into the net bets calculations, whether or not the race will finish under its scheduled allotted time, or if we end up getting a little bit of overtime as we have ourselves at least our first attempt at a green-white checkered finish here. And it's going to be interesting to see because we've got 2 of the best up front on the restarts with with Ryan Messer and John Peters. As we've got Peters, who has 3 championships here in the NEP series. We have VidaneTV's Ironman, Ryan Messer. He's won with all of the series that we've run here on VidaneTV, I'm pretty certain. And he's done them all, he's won them all this year as well. So very quick in that 1 car and truck, whatever they end up running, and no difference here tonight. A couple of drivers towards the back going to come down pit road. Adam Henry in the 62, Scott McDonald there in the 44. They're going to try and get some late race service to their machines and see if they can get a little bit better finishing position from where they're at. Still on the lead lap, still had a set of tires down on pit road, so they figured, let's slap those things on and see what we can do with them. To be the 21 car, going to get the free pass this time by, and that 21 car going to put 20 trucks now on the lead lap. Got McDonald just getting done with the pit stop. There's Adam Henry getting all wrapped up there as well. Extensive pit stops usually calls for extensive damage, and we'll see how they handle here in the final closing laps. Lights off on the iRacing pace truck. Getting ready to do battle once again. We're all lined up, 2 by 2. Peters down the bottom side, Messer up top, Daddio and Miller the top 4, as it were. Reagan Parent, Evan Bullier, Mike Hopkins, Keith Lord, Kenny Kibbe, and Austin Belke. Going to be the top 10 as we restart here with 2, count them, 2 laps to go. Lights off of the pace truck. Pace truck's getting ready to take that left-hand turn for what could be the final time of the evening. And we're going to turn these drivers loose for the very first attempt of a green-white checkered here at the virtual Milwaukee Mile. The Casagrande Builders, 75 plus a couple of laps. Almost a big jump there for the 1 truck. Had to back her down just a little bit for Messer. Peters going to hang it up and or open up the throttle down on the bottom side. And, well, caution flags going to fly. We're going to get a second attempt at a green-white checkered. And there you see the 81 car getting a piece of it. The 04 truck as well. There's the 10 of Glessner. Knight seems to be going from bad to worse in that number 10 truck. We'll see if we can back up the U-House Racing Designs instant replay and see what brought out the caution. And right off the restart here from the drone cam, keep an eye on that 10 truck. You see the tailgate already missing off the back of the Glessner ride. Ooh, a little bit of spun tire action there for the 12. Tried to duck back in. I'm not sure what that was with Belke and Hopkins up a couple truck rows ahead there. That was interesting. See if we could take another peek at that. We'll move up a couple rows here. I think the 78 gets checked up. Yeah, I got a feeling that's gonna be a hot topic when we get back to the big red truck at the end of this one. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it was two drivers going for the same piece of real estate. I mean, we'll give it that much, but I'm not entirely sure what the deal was there. But there you see Hopkins gonna sacrifice that top 10 spot. Gonna come down, get some tires, get the some of the virtual sheet metal taken care of. You see Scott McDonald in the 44 truck. He's gonna come down, get some service as well. So. Going to make himself a little bit of a run, see if he can, where he can end up, and if he's got any time to try and make it a little bit closer to that top 10. We've seen some crazier things happen here in NEP, and speaking of which, there's the 21 truck of Eric Kern going to go up and around the high side, join the tail end of the longest line, giving us back to, looks like 18 trucks now on the lead lap. And looking at tires, everybody pretty much on the same tire strategy as the front two. They came in 20 laps ago. Daddio came down 32 laps ago. Miller came down 20 laps ago. So that's interesting with the 6 truck. He might have a little bit extra tire underneath that one. Adam Henry in the 62 truck, he came down 5 laps ago into that last caution, but he's also outside of the top 10 in 13th currently. So another driver to watch. The 26 truck of Brent Roy just came down recently to get some tires, but he also had big damage from that wreck. So he's back just into the top 10, back in the 10th position for the 26. So different tire strategies, different compounds. Well, the same compounds with the differing wear on them. Second attempt here at a green-white checkered. Peters down to the bottom side, Messer up top, Daddio and Miller the row in behind, Bollier rounding out the top 5. Pace car's going to dip down to pit road one more time, and we're going to get that green flag. We'll see what we get. Peters down low, Messer up top, coming to the restart. Green flag. Hopkins going to come back down pit road, get some of that truck worked on here in the final closing. Probably get ready to pack that thing back on up. 2 races to go, 2 laps to go as they come down into 3 and 4. Caution flag once again. Keith Lord has that truck up into the outside wall. Jeff Bradway looked like he had some damage as well. Indeed, he did. It's going to be the 3rd attempt. Well, we're going to have to double check and see what scoring does. That might be, we might be out of green-white checkers, but we'll take a look here in any sense at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. The 13 truck there. Nowhere to go for the 13 truck. As you can see, the truck got spun up in front and backed into the fence, and it looks like this is indeed the final lap. We have expired the green-white checkered attempts, and I believe that's the first time we've ever done that here in NEP, but there you see it. The G&G's gift number 09. John Peters going to take the checkered flag. Ryan Messer going to finish in 2nd, and reigning series champion Steve Daddio going to come home with a 3rd place finish, and we'll talk to those top 3 drivers here momentarily as we take a look at the official, unofficial results for the evening. The Casagrande Builders 82, as it were. John Peters going to come home with the victory. Ryan Messer, Steve Daddio on the podium. Reagan Parent, John Miller going to be the top 5. Evan Bollier, Kenny Kibbe, Ryan Salvatore with the top 10. Once again, Brent Roy making it back up to 9th. Cody LeBlanc making it to the 10th as we take a peek here at the second half of the second 10, rather. We'll see if we can pull up some of our drivers and get in with the victory lane celebrations and such. And we'll catch up with that winner, John Peters, coming home with another dub here on VidaneTV here in the NEP series. Seems like we're picking up that mojo with the second half of the season here, John.
Yeah, we'll take it. Didn't know what to expect with this one. I don't know that I've raced here in a long time. We've never been here as a league, but the strategy was kind of important there in figuring out when to pit at the right time. I just actually took a more conservative approach with the lead. Just didn't want to lose the race on strategy, so kind of did the conservative thing and cut the race in half, and luckily it worked out. I think the cautions at the end helped me there because probably some guys coming with new tires that would have been a little bit quicker. And Messer was unbelievable at trying to time my launches on the start, so I kept having to really think about the launch and move that around, and he gave me a good run. It was really fun. Good race up front, and we'll take the win.
Absolutely putting on a show, especially with those restarts later on in it. And we'll give you the opportunity. Who's out there watching at home? Who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack?
Yeah, thanks to everybody who tunes in. Sorry, the finish to that race probably did not entertain the masses, so apologies on behalf of the drivers for that one. Thanks to my mom for watching, my wife and my dogs for letting me do it, you guys for putting the broadcast on, Corey for sponsoring the race and then not racing, and everyone who supports the league.
Three-time champ John Peters with another victory here in Season 6. Good run, John.
Thanks, Paul. It's good to talk to you again.
We'll slide a little bit further on down pit road, catch up with Ryan Messer. I feel like we just talked to this guy 2 days ago in Victory Lane. Ryan coming home with another podium here on VidaneTV. What else did you need to get around John?
I needed a few more restarts. I think I may have actually had something for him after a while, but no, I just tried to keep timing it, and there was only one restart where I really was able to stay on his outside for maybe half a lap or so, and then he still just was able to get by. The outside just was really tough to keep going. It was just a farther path around, and it was hard to stay on the outside of the guy. So, and especially a car like John. So, no, it was good. I tried to throw everything I had at him, and he was able to hold on to it. So, congrats to him. It was a little bit of a rougher race, but it was good racing whenever we were green. So, hopefully we can have a little cleaner run next time. But no, it was a good night again. Another podium.
And the one camp always loud. Seems like wherever we go here on VidaneTV. Who's out there watching? Who gets you tuned from the virtual racetrack?
Just shout out, I guess, some of my friends and family probably watching as always these things. Just a shout out to my real world sponsors. They'll be starting that up here soon, hopefully, and shout out to them. You guys at Vidane for broadcasting, and the NEP guys. Been a good place to come and race the last couple of years. So.
That's it. That one truck rocking off these podium finishes, making his way closer and closer to the points battle. And speaking of points battle, we're going to slide a little bit further on down pit road. Reigning defending series champ Steve Daddio coming home with another podium, and we're just kind of easing into this back half of the season, it seems like, Steve.
Yeah. Again, it's so early to start worrying about points, but you can see how tight it is, and those wins really matter. And as usual, you're going to deal with John. Doing his thing, being up front and winning those races. But I don't know. I don't know if you guys saw how far back I fell there. I was P20 with 30 to go, I think, and I didn't really expect to be here. I'm a little shocked, I'm a little surprised. Not really sure what to say besides, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. I kept it low all the way around the track because I figured when the wrecks were coming, they're probably going to slide up to the outside, and it worked. I'm watching the replay now. It works more than a few times. I think 2 slides really, they gained me 10 positions. So lucky to be here. Not my best track, but put together the run we needed. Another podium. I get to talk to you guys again. I'm a little surprised to be here right now. So feels good. Either way, we had some fun again on Thursday night.
Absolutely. Getting ready to restack, re-rack, and do it all again next Thursday night before taking a little bit of time off before the next year. as it were. Anybody out there watching, who gets you tuned from the virtual racetrack?
Good to thank friends and family, out there watching on the internet there. Appreciate all their support. Can't wait to talk to them about this one afterwards. My teammates at 4 Wide, I forgot to shout them out last week. I felt kind of bad about it. So Kenny, Sal, Austin, we were cheerleading each other this whole race. It was a battle out there. If you were in the back, clean air, so nice to have. When you lose a little bit of momentum, you lose time, and that tend to happen back there. So it was, keeping each other's spirits up. Really appreciate that. Talking strategy and all that again. So best teammates, a guy could ask for. Daddy's Auto Parts. Thanks, Dad, sponsoring the truck again. Reverie Brewing. Go get your beers. Newtown, Connecticut. Great beers, great facility. YRD, Brandon. Thank you very much. Corey, thanks for sponsoring the race, running the league and then not showing up. Awesome. And you guys up in the booth, again, can't wait to watch the broadcast after this. Good win, John. Good run, Messer. And sorry for anybody I may have clipped coming through the field there. Got to do what you got to do. So thanks again, guys.
Steve Daddio coming home with another strong podium finish here at the virtual Milwaukee Mile. I still can't get over that sky. It looks like it's going to start snowing here in any second. That's wild. But in any sense, that's going to do it here for us for VidaneTV. We're off for a couple of nights. We're back at it Monday night with a fast one. Late Model National Series Tuesday night, the Tim's Corner Motorsports Christmas show over on TCM. We're going to jump over that for the first hour. Then we're going to slide on in to the RBR Season 8 race. That's going to be their championship race next Tuesday night, crowning ourselves a champion for Season 8. I believe Ryan Messer has the points lead by about 803. Doing very well in that series. And then back out for the Turn 4 podcast Winter iRacing Series, and then a doubleheader next Thursday night, the TCM Smash Potato Race, a 1-hour enduro race before we kick things off with the NEP race next Thursday night. Going to be an absolute blast. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. We'll catch you on the flip side, and when we do, we are going to be doing it live.